All right, action. Hi, this is Laurie and Ginger,
Okay, and this is Peter.
and we're with Action Heroes LA. Is it a movie review YouTube channel? We gotta post some party videos up.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's been a while. We're mostly doing it on Instagram now, basically.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, we're with Action Heroes LA with a movie review of what's been buzzed about kind of the end of this year. The Netflix movie Leave the
Yeah.
World Behind,
Leave the world behind.
which came out at the end of November, beginning of December this year. So I finally got around to it. Decided to we had time to watch a movie and
Yes.
couldn't think of what to watch. I was like, hey, let's throw this on. Anyway, Leave the World Behind is kind of a apocalyptic. What would you do? Kind of.
Yes.
It's another great concept. This is the weekend of great concept. And by the way,
Yes.
Happy New Year, everybody. It's New Year's Eve, but
Yes.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Anyway, so what happens? Julia Roberts and Ethan Hawke, married couple, they take their family, they go away from the
To an
city
Airbnb.
to an Airbnb in the country, somewhere outside. Were they New York? Outside New York, were they Boston? Something like that.
Yeah, outside of Boston,
somewhere
I
on the
believe.
East Coast, but and in the meantime, something happens where all communications in the world cease, internet, phones, satellites, something happens and they're disconnected from the world, so they don't know what.
Right.
So what do you do?
That means GPS is gone too.
GPS is gone too.
That's why a lot of airlines crashed.
And boats
Yeah.
run ashore.
Yeah.
And so
Big
what
boats.
big boats. So what did you think of Leave the World Behind? Should I go into who's in it?
Well, um,
Well, I said Julia Roberts, Ethan Hawke, Mahershala Ali, Mahala Harold, Kevin Bacon's in this, and Farrah McKenzie. I kind of mentioned they were all, some of these other actors you hadn't heard of, I was pretty impressed with, actually,
yes.
in this movie. So, what did you think?
I actually liked it.
Yes.
I didn't love it.
Okay. Okay.
I liked it.
All right.
Um, they set the table with a whole lot to explore.
Mm-hmm.
And of the 100%, they got to about 50.
Okay.
I think because there was certain things they didn't want to, especially when the families did get together.
Mm-hmm.
Certain topics they didn't want to go into.
Okay.
Which I thought on some of them were purposely.
Okay.
At least the way the script was written,
Yeah.
they purposely stayed away. They might have mentioned it and then ran away from it.
Yeah.
And it could have, if they would have put everything in it, they probably would have had to make a 3-hour movie.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But what they did get to, I think, from what they didn't get to,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of brought down the movie.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Because they didn't go and get to everything. They didn't put their hands in everything. But it's
They didn't get as deep as they could have gotten
Right.
in this movie.
right.
But I kind of didn't mind that they didn't. Like I said, it would have been a longer movie. It would have may have been better as like a multi-part miniseries if you were going to get that deep and explore these issues. So it kind of touched on the surface of it, but I thought in just the right way, you know, in a way. Well,
Now-
almost in the right way.
Okay.
Because there's some things there are some references that come up
Yes.
that I'm like, okay, what was that? Why was that brought up, and why wasn't that like resolved?
Well, to kind of get back to where we're going, because this, believe me, it is.
I
it
think
is
this movie
an
has a
incredible
lot of people
concept.
talking. I can see why.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Um, Julia Roberts and her
Plays the
husband.
ultimate Karen.
Yes.
She is. Woo.
But then she
Woo.
saves herself.
She gives
at the
white
end.
women a bad name, boy.
Yes. But I think she saves herself at the end.
She does. Yeah. The character does kind of redeem herself. Yeah. Yeah.
But
And there's a lesson in that.
she sets up for her and her husband and the family an Airbnb.
They rent one.
They're renting an Airbnb,
Yeah.
and the family who has it,
Who owns it?
is gone on whatever trip, and then
Well, it's their second home, actually.
yes, this
The
anomaly
vacation home.
happens,
Right.
and so now the Airbnb couple who is there at the house with their family
Mm-hmm.
is now confronted by the people who live there. It's their closest house to wherever whatever convention, whatever they had to go to, and they come back. They said, "Hey, all the power is out. There's no communications. We got to come back to our home."
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "Well, one, we don't know you.
Right.
We don't know anything. We don't know that you even own this place."
Mm-hmm.
And those conflicts are gone over and searched out, but I think not brought to an exact resolution that Julia Roberts needs. The proof. There are little things that show. Well, that proves it. That proves it. That proves it.
Uh-huh.
Like keys that fit in
Right.
certain
Yeah.
areas.
It's
stuff
like
this.
that was like the dude had a key to the locked cabinet.
Yes.
I mean, why they didn't? There are certain things that they don't do in this.
Yes.
That's like, why don't you guys do that? Yeah. So that was kind of annoying.
Yes.
That there were little things like you in your mind. It's like I would do this, I would do that. Why don't they ask this? Why don't they go here? Why don't they check on that? That they don't do that. I would seem like the practical person would do.
Yes. And the things that are happening that would give them the clue and say, "Oh yeah, well,
Yeah.
why would they have
Let's
this
avoid
key?"
that so we could tell this have this tension.
Yeah, and then it's like, come on, use your head. Of course, if they have it, then they're this. But whoever produced and directed this was really good because
It's well made, definitely.
It is.
It's a great looking
yes,
film. I like that it is from the perspective like if you were away from somewhere and you couldn't get a signal, you would be just kind of like you wouldn't have any idea what was going on in the world.
yes,
And so you're sitting around, you're having conversations. There's not a lot of there are special effects moments that are good, but it's not about that. Whereas a lot of other movies would be about the special effects and the world going to hell and all that. But this wanted to explore more of the relationships between people and what they would do
right.
if they were presented with this problem, and particularly from an aspect of like, what would a white family do? What would a black family do?
Yes.
Especially if they got, dealing with each other, and that was kind of some of the funny stuff. Is exploring it. I was like, of course they're going to react this way. Of course she's going to react this way to that.
And they stayed away from the black family owns the house.
Right.
The white family is renting the house, but in like a lot of roles switched, it's like the black family that owns it. The white family, especially the mother,
Mm-hmm.
Julia Roberts, is saying, although she isn't saying
She
it,
is. You can tell it's a point of contention with her,
Yes.
but it's not spoken out, and that's
Right.
kind of one of the beauties about this movie.
Right.
Is things like that is revealed in the acting and the tension, and
Yeah.
you can and
it's like
and
this
and what's
beautiful
not being
home.
said. It's
Black
usually-
people
well,
don't
yeah.
own this home.
Yeah,
And
how,
it's not
how
as
can they
clean
own
as
it?
it is, as it
You can
usually
tell
is.
that's
And
kind
it's
of where
like,
she's coming from.
and she's
How
like,
could they and we not? You know?
I'm white, and we don't own this
Something-
home.
yeah.
We're renting it from the owners.
Right, right,
And the black people are saying, we're the owners.
right.
And she's going, no way. And then the other thing, 90% of this seems like the music and everything she wants.
She's listening. Oh yeah, she listens to a lot of like R&B music,
Yes.
which is I have a hard time believing. Like, especially there's this one song that she and Mahershala Ali danced. It was like, there's no way Julia Roberts knows this song. I mean, I know the song. I know the lyrics. I don't even know who makes the song or the title of it, but I know them damn lyrics though.
I don't even know that much, but I heard the beat. Now, yeah, that's
You know,
the way.
there's no way she knows that
she's
song.
not
I've
dancing
never
to
heard a
this.
word person listen to this song, ever.
But it's like,
Which is like interesting because they layer that throughout these songs throughout most of the first half of the movie. There are flashes to like 1619, which is when black people arrived in America. Point Comfort, which was the landing spot, and that's the stuff that like, okay, where is this going with that? But at the same time, I think this movie, I love how this movie ends. I love the ending, I have to say. And I think it's kind of saying something about, how major crisis, I think, a lot of us would check out and just watch TV.
yes.
Yeah.
However,
We would be okay.
however, one thing about it,
But it was I love that for that character, that resolution for that character, though.
yes,
Too.
but I don't think black people were invented yet.
What?
In 1819,
1619.
1619,
Yes,
I don't think they were invented yet.
What do you mean? Well,
Well, they haven't done anything. I mean, when did they build pyramids?
what?
Black people. I thought
Egyptians?
I thought that was Egyptians that built it.
Also Aztecs? Pyramids around the world. What's your point?
Well,
Mayans?
Black people weren't. See right there. The Mayans did that.
What do you? Moving on. What are you talking about? Anyway, so this was an enjoyable watch. It's an interesting concept to kind of ponder. I do want to figure out. I was like, this movie had to be written or directed by a black person, but I don't think it was. Just because of all the references, and there's certain things they just got on point.
But I
particularly about the young Ruth, the character Ruth, the black girl, black girl, how she reacted to the situation.
Yeah, boy, she just got me with Ethan Hawke though. Their conversation.
Yeah.
I was just like, excuse
Sam
me.
Esmail, he wrote it. I mean, he directed it, and
Sam, you did
know.
a good job.
I don't know. He's either white or passing. Who knows? So, but yeah, it's something I would dig a little deeper into. Some more conversations about this movie, what other people think, what maybe symbols or whatever thing is layered in this that I don't know about. There's a lot of the animals showing up and people not seeing them or acknowledging them, except the little girl. I thought it was interesting. Little girl. She had such huge eyes, and I think that worked to kind of kind of with I guess I don't want to give it away, it kind of worked kind of with her character evolution and where her story went.
I think it did.
That's kind of like that was interesting casting on that part.
Very purposeful.
Yeah, I think so. And yeah,
done well.
Done well. Yeah. So this is an interesting movie. Any final thoughts? Any other thoughts on Leave the World Behind?
No.
Any additional? Yeah.
Except
I was just annoyed. Like there's certain
go see it, but it will leave you with there's more.
There's more.
There's
more that could be told. They
could
have explored things a lot deeper, but if their intention wasn't to, then they did exactly right. They made the movie exactly right.
Yes, they did. Very good movie.
It's like, we could do this deeper, but that's not our intention. Mm-hmm. We want to just leave it here and kind of just give you a little food for thought.
Yeah. It to me, it's kind of like Star Wars.
Uh-huh.
It says it started number 4.
Okay.
A New Hope. So
you're wondering where the...
No, but what I'm saying is...
Oh. Well, it didn't, but it did.
Yeah.
They changed that later. It was. It was the middle of the story.
That was the perfect place to start the story.
Okay.
And I think in writing and showing this movie,
mm-hmm.
it was the perfect place
to start to tell this story.
Yes.
Yeah. They could have gone further. They could
incredible.
Go further. I don't know if they want them to. And as a nice little package it is.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It very much is.
I can see somebody trying to turn this into a series, TV series.
Yeah, don't.
Anyway, that's Leave the World Behind. It is currently on Netflix. So if you've seen it and have some theories, have some opinions, leave them in the comments.
Please do.
We are out.
We're out.
Like the satellites and the radios and the GPS and Leave the World Behind.
Yeah, and no capes.
All right, editor. We out.
All right.
Happy New Year.
Happy
2024. Happy.